I just wanted to make this video maybe to help someone who just randomly started playing this game, and like most of us, we start playing a new game, we don't read anything about it. Most of the games have like communities on Reddit, on Discord, or whatever, where they talk about that game, and they basically discuss the best strategies to be competitive in any game. And I first had trouble finding the uh, place on the internet where the community of this game, Captain Tsubasa Dream Team, takes place, and it's Captain Tsubasa DT on Reddit. Search it. I'm a moderator there, so maybe I can help you out. Ask whatever you like. Basically, I wanted to talk about the different strategies on building teams, maybe around a couple of advices how you can play this game without spending so much money on transfers, because if you get into that uh, klab has this good way of advertising their players or banners, and every now and then it's a huge banner or transfer where you can get awesome players or bad players, but they are very good, advertised by clubs. So most of the players are like that. They are overhyped and then nothing. Like, we waited a couple of years actually to get a Dreamfest Mueller keeper, and when we got it, he was this. I got him actually. I have him, but I use this Dieter Müller, Germany's strongest keeper. That is 2018 World Cup Mueller, and basically this Mueller was featured in a Super Dream Fest, and he's just not even close my team, because uh, uh, what people do not understand is about this Mueller. He has around his passive is almost always active if you have a good uh, defense surrounding him. If you are using that new Mueller, you have to have excellent defense and forward, at least one central forward that can easily intercept the ball, so someone cannot come in your box and by 1-2 and then shoot in the box, because this new Mueller has a safety zone. So basically today it's very easy to come in the box and shoot, because of all of those good 1-2 players, like Tsubasa, Roberto, or some shit like that, or attacking midfielders that can basically take the ball 1-2 from the center and then come in the box and shoot. Because of that meta, this Mueller is not so good, because that strategy to shoot outside of the box is something like you would do if you are desperate, not if you want to score a goal. If you want to score a goal, you are going in the box with the player and then shoot and then whatever. But especially when Club nerfed the distance shots, so basically now it's very, very, very hard of scoring a goal from a distance if the keeper chooses the right command to save it right. That's it, yeah. So that that Miller is really bad. It's not really bad. You can still buff him to have around 26 and a half, 27,000 save, catch outside of the box, and around 29 inside the box. I mixed it up. It's the other way around. Outside the box, it's 29, around that number, and with that, that's with let's say 6 to 11, 12 hidden abilities, 1000 upper or lower that numbers, and if somebody shoots inside the box, it's 25 mostly in most teams. So yeah, what I wanted to talk to you about is the what you must what players you must have in the start, so it's very easy for you to compete in PvP or basically whatever. So the most important thing is having a great goalkeeper at the start and a great forward. It's up to you who of those two you want to go first, because it is always great to start a game when some awesome banner with a great forward or a great goalkeeper is accessible. So maybe you will start to play the game when those banners aren't up, and that's a shame, because I think that there must always be some random startup banner that you can get the goalkeeper or forward. Because now when you start the game, you get this selectable SSR, and I believe now you can pick whatever player you want, but it's totally random, and you have this around 150 players, which is ridiculous, and you have to just restart every time or reset the ticket every time you don't want the player. So you can just not accept the player and spin until you get a good goalkeeper or forward. But that's a shame, because that is the not advice you get when you start to play a game. When you start to play a game, you just don't know what the fuck you are doing. So those strategies come on later, but yeah, you want to have a great goalkeeper or great forward, and after that you must you can focus on getting a good defender and then midfielder. That is my strategy. That is how I do, because I found that even if you don't have to have a good midfielder, you can sometimes buy counter strikes or like that, or if it's a forward that has a good 1-2 and just goes in the box and shoots, he can do all the job, or like that. You don't need a good midfielder right at the beginning, at least if it's not Tsubasa, Super Dream Fest Tsubasa, or some midfielder that can easily score. So yeah, first in every team you have this. That's how I like to build teams. In every team I must have one guy that can bully everyone with his defensive or offensive skills, and at the forward I have Marfred Margus and Patrick Kluivert. Both of them are pretty sick in the high ball department, so that's basically most of what I'm focused on. And in the midfield I have Xavi, that is offensive bully. He doesn't have a shooting. He's totally not existed in that territory of shooting, but he has one of the best passes, if not the best pass stat in the game, and he is an awesome dribbler. In my team he gets around 26,000 pass, and that magical high heel pass is one of the strongest skills in the game, by the way. And he has a awesome dribble, which is marathon turn, good stat, but he has a great stat in dribble too, so around 23,000 dribble. When you limit break him like this, I'm I did this because I wanted to have a defensive skill that I can uh, take the ball sometimes in the midfield. So because he is defensive midfielder, I did that. If he would be there in the attacking midfielder area, I would limit break him speed, dribble, pass, and technique. But since he is defensive, I must have some intercept stats, so he is not totally non-existent in that area. So he is my bully in the midfield, and this is my bully in the defense department, Cellini. He is an awesome, awesome player, and he has an S passive skill which is 25% versus forwards. Let me tell you, in this team against attacking midfielders or defensive mid or any other player besides forward, he has around 21,000 block and around 20,000 every other stat. And against forwards, he is like 26 or sometimes 27 thousand block and 23 or something like that on the other two stats, tackle and intercept. He is just he's a murderer, and the worst skill that he has is the swift interception department, so that's in the interception. But most of the time you will just bully with solid Italian wall. If you see a chance of where you can bully someone without the ball, just so you not spend so much energy, you will go hard contact tackle or swift interception. And he's not so difficult to if he gets the ball, he can get rid of it because he has around 20 or around 50,000 pass against forwards. So you just get the ball and you just pass the ball over the forward to your midfield area or another defender, so you can pass the ball there. So and like I said, this is my goalkeeper in that team. That is how I like to build teams. And then in every other player is basically a buffer to that player, or a buffer to one of those, or all of them. So Cellini, Xavi, and those two. I'm lucky enough to have two nooks in the forward department, but they must be in the box, so you gotta strategize a bit. Um, so yeah, so basically this 11 is here to buff my European club players, because I have 5 European club players here, and he gets he buffs up the high flying ball special skill force by 5%. So this Kluivert with that 11 here is basically stronger than my Super Dreamfest, or was it Dreamfest, Marcus? It's a shame that this guy has a stat up hidden ability to 2% to every European player, and he has 5% to Schneider, which I don't use. So it would be great if some Schneider that is blue agility comes out, or they give a hidden ability to this one that I already have. That would be awesome. I don't believe they will give him hidden ability, but he is great too. In the box, in that team, he gets around 27,500 shoot stat. But the problem, his problem is that he has a shitty shot, main skill. He has you basically have to get three different players just to enable him, fully enable, like, because he has the skill, the passive 20% penalty area master. He must be in the penalty area by the high ball or low ball, or he must dribble his way in. The most easier way would be to just low ball or high ball and just shoot, or trap the ball and then shoot with the. But you have to have three different players just to enable him, which is crazy. You have to get the super dream, no, not super dream fast, dream fast Schneider, green one, new one, just to give him Imperial Neofire shoot or whatever its name is. You have to get that. From him you can also take the high ball S shoot and the low ball from the rising sun red Schneider from the gacha. So it's just ridiculously heavy to enable him in the forward department. So I just use these two. Basically, when I get, if they sometime release Euro agility forward, or the perfect scenario would be agility forward Karl-Heinz Schneider, so he received this buff from this guy. The most better, the best one would be the klab blue Karl-Heinz Schneider with an awesome skill. So that would be the player that would be the best for this team. But unfortunately, I don't have him, and he doesn't exist, by the way. Yeah, so this is my second May team, and this is basically Euro Red Super Solidarity. This Euro Red doesn't have a good defender, and that's just ridiculous. The only good defender that Euro Red has is this guy, because of his stand firm passive, which slows the ball of every shot. Whatever, he's just not blown away, he slows it, he lowers its momentum, so that is awesome. And you have the Herman Karls, the red club one. He's a great defender because of his shoot blocking stat skill. Not shoot blocking, blocking one of the skills. He blocks one skill with his hidden ability, and the great thing about that is that he basically eliminates the possibility, if he is matched up against an attacking midfielder or a forward that has a high or low flying shot, he will just disable it. And that's an awesome skill to have. So he is a great defender, but I'm not using him. I'm using this guy because he gives 2% to everyone. And yeah, maybe you can. I like to play, if let's say like this. If this would be my main team like it was before, I would probably use the red one. But I'm using this here just so it's a full-on attacking build. If I'm when I wanna, this is more defensive for me, and this is when I wanna score or just spam shots to somebody. And this is not the team I use in the rank online. This is a team I sometimes use. Sometimes use in the random online games that doesn't count. So I can just play with it, and that's a good thing when you build yourself one team, your main team. It's good to build other teams around that archetype that you can use too, so you don't get bored too often. But that's something that you can get later on, that you had to play this game a fair amount of months or basically years to have these teams. So I'm always focused on European players because I'm from Europe, and I just the meta at the beginning took me there with Euro Red team, because then it was all about Euro Red players and banners, and when I started playing there was these banners where you could get I believe Karl Heinz Schneider, the first one, Dreamfest, and the Louis Napoleon forward Toughness Dreamfest were on the same banner. So I just pull on that and I got Louis Napoleon, and I got from the regular gacha the red Pierre. So that was perfect for me. And after around 3 or 4 months, when I got my ass kicked in the online department, I there was this selectable ticket that you could choose the player you want. You basically choose the color of the player, and then you get 5 players, random 5 players in regular gacha, and you choose one of them. And one of them that I got was Derek Miller, Phantom Keeper, so I chose him. that was obvious. So basically, this is a great feature. This one, just 1 second. This auto pick. When you don't know what build to use, or you're just confused and you need to have some help. You need some help around building teams. You just pick one player type that you go one after the other, and you play let's say non-Japan or Japan in the start, because that is the Klab does this when they release Japan most of the time, and non-Japan like 50% other of the times, because but the funny thing is that you can have now Europe, Latin America, Asia, not so much, and Japan teams. So let's say you are pulling for Europe banners, and you got a couple of Europeans, so you just put this, and then he randomly picks the team for you, or just shows you the players what you have in that, and automatically builds the best team possible. Not the best team possible, but on the stat department. So this so that's something I would do later. By the way, before that I would just go toughness, agility, and skill, but because that is probably what you will have in the beginning, like 3 toughness buffing skills, team skills that buffs every player, and so you will start around there, because that's how I did. I had a toughness. I had like 3 players of the each color, and then I got more toughness players, so I just started pulling on every toughness banner, and after that I shifted to Euro Red, because those were the players I had, and it was the easiest way of getting 15% to red Euro players, team skill players. So that's what I did. Then you just go here. Let's say I wanna build toughness, because that's what you will do in the start. So we'll just go this toughness and non-Japan. Okay, so this is what he builds for me. So I can here, let's say, just go here and see other toughness players that are on my bench or on reserves, so you can swap them out and build a team around those three bullies that you have. One in the forward, one in the defense, and one in the midfield area. And I'm not counting the goalkeeper in there because he is the must-have first or second player that you must build your team around. That's why they say that the best time to reroll is on the great goalkeeper banners, and I absolutely agree. Because you can score 5 goals, and if you have a crappy goalkeeper you can receive like 6 all the time. So basically that is that, and it's more fun to have, it's more fun to play a game where you are getting your opponents angry because they cannot score. That's pretty cool to have a great goalkeeper. So this is not the best team. This is just the team that that the system automatically picked up for me. I would go with 3 bullies around that area, and I will build the team around them with hidden abilities or passives or something that buffs them. So let's say in my first team, I showed you that my main carriers of the teams are Marfel Margus, Kluivert, Xavi, and Cellini. Of course, there is Miller, and you have to buff him too. So Mueller in this team receives, this is a buffer for him absolutely, and every other blue European here, because he gives 4% hidden ability to every blue European and 2% to other European players, which is awesome. This guy gives 1% to German players, this guy gives 1% to European players, this guy gives 2% to European players, and this guy also gives 2% to European and 4% more power, more stats to green European players. So that Mueller goes on 5, 6, 7, 8, 10% hidden ability, which is good. I believe that is the same number that Margus gets and the Patrick Kluivert. Maybe Patrick Kluivert 11. 3% from this guy, and basically I'm playing Kluivert because he buffs 4% my other main forward Manfred Margus, 2% to every other player, and this Patrick Kluivert has a jumping volley twin shot that he shots with him, so that is great. So he's a perfect fit in this team, and it will be very difficult of replacing him, because that is also, you can consider that guy one of the main players for your team, because he just gives too much, and this guy also. But the most important thing is to have great bullies and then build a team around them. That is for me the easiest way of building a team. So this is what I did, and my advice would be to pull only on the step up banners, like first year what you play. Just pull on basically every great step up banner that you can. Mainly good step up banners are Japanese players. Unfortunately, non-Japanese players had a couple of those legend banners, and that was awesome. This is where you could get Cellini, Xavi, and those players that are awesome. And I have a lot of those European club players, but I'm missing a goalkeeper, so I'm not playing that. It's here. Yeah. In this team, the perfect forward would be the European club blue, for because he would have 8% hidden abilities from this that's 5 and 3 from him. This way, this Kluivert only get only it's not only it's still good. He gets 6%, and those team skills are better because they give 16%, not 15, to every player that is European club player, which is awesome. And it's so weird at club, but that's a different topic that I will talk about on the next time. Basically, the best banner that you want to pull is a step up banner. Most of the time, they will be like 270 dream balls for our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps. So the first step would be 30 dream balls, second would be 40, and the third would be like 50 dream balls, but with a 50% chance of getting one SSR. And fourth step would be 50 dream balls with one SSR guaranteed. Then it will be 50 dream balls regular poll, and then 50 dream balls SSR, which is featured on that banner. That is a great thing because you get guaranteed one of the featured players of that banner with just 270 dream balls, and that is a great deal. But you have to pull on the right banner, right? Because one of the best banners that were out for European players was that Germany banner, World Cup banner with that Müller, Red Müller, which was who was available, by the way, 8 months or so ago and never returned, which is so stupid. Uh, you give a red European one keeper that is great to have, and you give him once a year. What is that all about? Like 97 Japan banner return like 7 or 8 times already, and most of the times when that banner returns, it's awesome. And we or me got only one chance in the last year to have that keeper, which is just ridiculous. Um, so that's why I'm saying right now the best would be to go for Japan team, because all of these step up Japan banners, if that goes on uh, from this time on. But yeah, it very much depends on which time you start to play this game, because I hope I will help you a bit when you start this game around what banners on or some important things that you must know before even you start playing this game. And that is something I would advise club to do, because you just find that game on some ad that was popped up right before you, and you just clicked on it. And that is how I got to Captain Tsubasa Dream Team, because I googled Captain Tsubasa series and I wanted to watch it again, watch what I watched when I was a little kid. So this is just what popped up for me. Yes, so I didn't have any good advice on how was how was I gonna build my team. So basically, I just pulled on everything that I saw, and that in this game is end game for you. If you just pull on every banner, you will get nothing. I saw a couple of weeks back some players that are playing this game for 2 years and their teams are absolutely horrific. It's around 700,000 team, which is ridiculous. Which just shows you how little of tutorial this game does have around team building and around that structure of the team and the best way of building your team, because they're not interested in that aspect of the game. They're interested in the most money they can make. So they are just focusing themselves on releasing every banner after every banner, and you get lost in that. And I get that. So, but I really hope that you see this video before you spend your your precious free dream balls, and do not buy dream balls from these guys because this is overly expensive. uh, I mean, if you have more money, whatever, buy them, I don't care, but I would not advise you to buy any dream balls if you are not making a lot of money in this game. So just step up banners, please. And when you start playing this game, you can farm up like uh, a lot of dream balls from stories. In, I believe it's around 1,000 dream balls that you can get in the first month or two if you play a lot. Um, yeah, but that's not something that you know when you start playing this game. So that is kind of a pickle, because most of us make mistakes in the early time when we play this game. So just focus yourself on the one aspect of the players: European, Latin America, or Japan, and then build your team around color of that team is mainly super solidarity, team skills, and that's basically it. You have three of those players in the middle or on the sides, whatever, that are your team carriers, and they are your bullies in the attacking midfield defensive area. So build around that. So if you just start pulling on every banner that you want, that you see that is flashy, that has great players, and I get it. It's very difficult to know at the start what player you need and what player you want, because meta is shifting all the time, and when you are get into this fairly complicated game, it is very hard to learn the basics. So that are the basics: great players that can bully, that is the first; great players that buff those players, and maybe in the same time of those buffers and other ones, the players that have good team skills. That you that's something I believe you get the last out of the bunch, because it's very difficult to get three super solidarities in every department, unless it's a Japan banner right now, because those are the best, because they are step up. They guarantee the players that have good team skills and great players, and it's just awesome banners to pull on. So yeah, if I helped you a little, you can go there and leave a thumbs up. If I didn't, well, leave thumbs down button, or I don't care. Um, Comment down on the section below what you want to talk about next, or maybe what video would you like to see. And I'm soon I will be playing online, and like uh, having a little of games with you guys, and that's what I did before in that uh, epic duel game where I just played, let's say, I'm betting with you guys if I will have sooner 10 losses or 10 wins with my team that I build then, and that will not be the team that that is the strongest for me. That will be the team that you will pick. I will ask you guys on Twitter or on YouTube videos what what team would you like to see me play next, and I will just build that team whatever and just humiliate myself for you, or win some for you. So that will be the first thing that I will do. So yeah, leave down the comment below what would you like to see, what team you want me to see to get my ass kicked in, uh, and that's basically it. Good luck on your pollings, and yeah, watch yourself. Don't spend any money on this game if you are short. Don't, just don't do it. Don't do it. You will be bankrupt in 2 months, and that is a true story. Believe me. Don't do it. Bye.